What's happening? Landlord from Alabama here, back with another video. And today, man, it won't be no rapping. It won't be no bells, no whistles, just down to the issues. Due to my very, very toxic and nefarious fandomship I have with the Dallas Cowboys, they done robbed me of my joy, so I won't be doing no rapping today. This is a doom and gloom, grim type situation. Now these are the shows where I be glad that I don't have nobody monitoring me, telling me what I can and cannot say. This is why you build your own platform, so you can speak on what you want to speak on, and nobody can tell you what to do or say. And I don't have no ties to nobody, so I can do as I please. But we know I am Mr. Glass Half Full, I am Mr. Optimistic. Until they give me reason to be negative, I refuse to be negative. When I see it develop on the field, that's when it's time to hold everybody, every man, woman, and child accountable. Now, I refuse to be negative about my team before I even seen them on the field. Like some of these other negative fans out there, I'm just built a little different. But we do know this is my first year in YouTube, so a lot of people don't really know me or know how I operate, but I'm just built a little different. There will be no running, ducking, hiding, or tail tucking. When it comes to me, I am true and through. Bleeding blue and silver, I will never back down or run away from what I feel about my team. You know, I feel that you're a coward if you scared to say something before the game. So I will talk trash before the game because I believe in my squad. Because I want all the smoke and I'm ready to stand on it. I'm standing behind my word. I would never run from any of these trolls in no sense of the word. But man, this was a hard game to watch. And then to top it all off, Dak get hurt for 6 to 8 weeks with a thumb injury, man. Like, soon as you think it can't get no worse, the football guys was like, hey, hold my beer. They literally made it worse. Now we don't have a quarterback for the next 6 to 8 weeks. Now we do know I am a Dak supporter, but I am also a supporter of holding people accountable. And Dak, Young Ryan Dakota, was not good yesterday. And it wasn't all his fault, but he wasn't as good as we needed him to be. That's just the truth. I'm not here to sugarcoat. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I'm gonna be real with y'all. He was not as good as we needed him to be. But at the same time, Kellen Moore was doing him those favors with all those rinky-dink calls like he playing Madden or he still playing for Boise State. I don't know what he was doing with a double reverse on first down, just killing your drive. I seen Boss Cowboy tweet and he said those were drive killers, and that's exactly what they were. That was just foolishness. That was Kellen Moore showing his youth, showing his inexperience, showing his lack of game situation and self-awareness. He don't understand what his team's strengths are. For you to be successful in the run game and then choose to throw the ball to these inexperienced receivers, let's just be real, that is just ridiculous. Make that make sense. I have no way of rationalizing that. I done tried to figure it out. I can't wait to see the film because I really need answers. Why would you refuse to run when these receivers was getting zero separation? Now, in my opinion, that speaks to politics, that speaks to ego, because I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt saying that you're not stupid, so it has to be another rational reason for you to be doing something outside of what you're supposed to be doing. You seen the run was working, you know the offensive line was kind of shaky, you know the wide receivers was inexperienced. Why would you choose to throw the ball and go away from something that was successful? It makes no sense, zero sense. Mike McCarthy should have stood up and took over the play calling duties or something, because that was just ridiculous. And y'all had the audacity to sit Jalen Tolbert saying that Dennis Houston or Noah Brown was just that much better, and these guys did absolutely nothing, basically. And you got the nerve to say that Jalen Tolbert was worse than them when I showed y'all the film when he was getting open. Is that politics? At this point, y'all told me that those receivers was better, and that was false according to this game. And if that's not true, I want to see Jalen Tolbert on the field myself, so I can determine if he better, because I just can't take y'all word at this point. Y'all said Noah Brown was good. Y'all said that Simi Fehoko was good, and that all was false. according to this game. Now, it is one game. It is just the first game of the year, but the facts are the facts. That was a terrible performance by this offense, by Dak Prescott, by Kellen Moore. This was just an all-around bad showing for the offense. Now, let's talk about the defense. Now, the defense hung in there. They toughed it out, but the offense was putting them in such compromising situations. After so long, anybody gonna give up. Anybody gonna give out. You just can't have your defense out there get left alone out there by themselves for the whole game because the offense can't sustain decent drives. That is ridiculous. The Ray Lewis Ravens defense would have gave up after a while if you just keep ground and pound left and right until they in submission. You will have to give up after a while, but the defense isn't 100% off the hook. They was pretty bad in the run game before they was out there on the field too long. Leonard Fournette was making a living and a killing on this run defense, and they will be held accountable. When I look at the film, I'm gonna say what I see. I'm gonna speak my mind. Every man, woman, and child will be held accountable in my book. You know I'm a fan through and through, but we want this team to get better. We want this team to win. And like I said, I will not be negative until you give me reasons to be negative. And that was a hell of a lot of reasons yesterday. So now we got to understand what's going on. We got to try to find some kind of solutions. Once I look at this film, I need some answers. Micah Parsons had a monstrous game. He almost did one of my bold predictions. I said he'll get 3 sacks, but I did say he'll get an interception. He didn't get an interception. He just had 2 sacks. But Micah was Micah. He did a great job. He's a beast. We understand that. But the rest of the defense as a whole, they played well. They held Brady under 20 like I predicted. But the problem was I didn't predict us only making 3 points. We only scored off a 60-yard field goal. You understand how ridiculous that is. And to me, that's not only the player's fault, that's your OC fault. That game plan was obviously bad and terrible. But later on in the week, I will be evaluating the film to try to find some answers. Like I said, I need answers because this is not making any kind of sense. The way that they came about this game, the way that they approached it, that was very terrible. It was a very hard game to watch, and it's gonna really suck watching this film, just being honest. But all hope isn't lost. Like I said, the last 8 games look a little winnable to me, especially if we can muster up a few wins while Dak is out with Cooper Rush. He did it last year. He beat the Vikings. They just smoked somebody yesterday. I think it was the Packers. But Cooper Rush could squeeze out a couple games. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it to y'all. I don't know how many, but hopefully he can win at least a few. And we can hang in there. Hopefully the division ain't too far gone once Dak get back, because those last 8 games are winnable and we can possibly position ourselves to make the playoffs or wild card or something. So all hope is not lost. We still hanging in there. You know it's still Cowboy Nation. It's still all about that star, still silver and blue. I never waver from that. You already know how I'm rocking. It's Cowboy Nation. But that's all I got for you today, man. Just holla at your boy, Landlord from Alabama, with the same handle on all social media. And like I say, 1K, 1 love, Cowboys Nation. Let's go.